Alright guys, Bloodboy here to play some more Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Conquest. We're on the 6th world, we're nearly there, nearly at the end. These levels are getting quite hard. Died quite a bit on the practice run for this, especially on the 3rd level, which I'll be showing you at the end of this video. It's one of those scrolling levels, which means it takes forever to get through, and takes forever for you to get back up to where you were, and I was always dying at the end. Hopefully I don't have that same problem in this playthrough, otherwise I'm going to have to be cutting stuff out, which I prefer not to do. I want to keep it stream of consciousness going on. Speaking of consciousness, how conscious was that Adam guy, that Adam Orth, when he made those comments about the 360 being, about the next Xbox being always online? Was he conscious? That is so fucking banal, just the way they've dealt with that. Just like, deal with it, fucking not my fucking problem. Well, yeah, it is your problem now because you're unemployed. Much like I have to deal with just spiking myself into a spike. Charging into it. I think that's a good metaphor right there for what Adam did. He just charged ahead and stabbed himself in the face with a projectile that was moving away from him. He moved himself into something their company should have been running away from. I just don't understand where they get the impression that people thought this was going to be a good idea. No device. There is no such thing as an always online device. Not even phones are always online. There are some phones we need. That's like the 4th time I've fallen for that. I always forget those orange dudes are there. I never remember. It's just... alright, they're fucking ninjas. But seriously, even like my phone, when I got my phone, my new phone, my SIM card wouldn't fit in it. Which was like, oh fuck, that means I can't use the phone. But I could still turn the fucking thing on and use it. I couldn't make calls, obviously. I couldn't make calls, couldn't get texts, that's fair enough. But I could turn it on and use the applications. I could download apps for it. I could do stuff, you know, I could use some applications on it. So, oh, that's bullshit. I fucking charged right into that dude and he didn't die. That's bullshit. I hate the just somewhat accurate hit detection in these games, these pre-rendered games. It's the only thing I don't like about them. They look gorgeous for their time, but fuck the hitboxes. Yeah, not even my phone is always online, and he actually said, like, oh, I don't have good mobile coverage, therefore I won't buy a phone. It's like, no. First off, you take a phone with you, so even though where you live might not have good mobile reception, where you're taking it to, like your workplace or whatever, might have good reception, so you might still be able to use it. Second, your phone doesn't fucking die when you don't have reception. It doesn't just turn itself off and go, you can't use me anymore, sorry. The only thing you can't do is make calls. And the reason you can't make the calls is not because the people who developed the phone have built in a blocking system or a deactivation system wherein if you lose signal, you lose access to everything on the phone. It's because you need the signal to make the phone call. It's physically impossible to make a phone call without the signal. That's logic, that's common sense. There's no need for a gaming console to be always online other than for the company who sells the console to control my experience even more than they already do. We're already getting fucked over by publishers who develop these games, chop up the game into little bite-sized segments, then use some of those segments as day one DLC or, what was the other thing they called it? There was day one DLC and on-disc DLC. They've already got the publishers fucking us over there. You've already got developers rehashing the same titles over and over again. Now we've got the console manufacturers butt fucking us too by one, blocking used games, which makes no sense, and now this always online garbage. It's just stupid. Having like extra features for those who do have internet makes perfect sense. in fact, you'd be silly not to have functionality for constant online connectivity. Like the Miiverse for the Wii U. Not that I personally use it, but there are people who do use it. Oh my god. These are really hard to get under. You gotta like hold down so you stay down for longer, and you gotta hold right, and you gotta press it just the right time, and it's just like, yeah, like the Miiverse for the Wii U is a good example of how good online integration works. It's a fun little thing. If you're always connected to the internet, you can see how what other people think of the game. It's not mandatory, it's not necessary, it's just fun. This is a little bit of fun for those of you who like that constant social integration, social networking thing. It's just a little bit of fun. It doesn't impede the way you fucking play the game if you don't have it. You know? And I think it's just as much the whole concept of always online, which has been demonstrably terrible when it's been implemented, a la Diablo 3 or SimCity. It's had horrible implementation. And the concept itself is just bad. We don't like this kind of perpetual holding my hand every 2 seconds to make sure I don't do anything wrong bullshit. Surveillance 1984 style. We don't like that. Already. We don't like that as it is. But then you've got people who go to this extra length to not only have it on a whole console basis, but then have this attitude. I think it's the attitude that people had a bigger problem with than the actual... just as big a problem with, along with the actual implementation. People were pissed off enough that they had to deal with this, and then this guy comes along and says, deal with it. Which is just... the knife that is irony has stabbed him in the back so hard now that he's been fired. Is there no more appropriate time to say deal with it than that? I couldn't... Even the comedic layman can see the humor in telling him to deal with it now that he's been fired for making the comments that told us to deal with it. That's fantastic. That's fucking dictionary, textbook irony. That is situational irony at its fucking finest, ladies and gentlemen. You will not find a finer example anywhere. They should teach that shit in English classes. You're gonna study a text, study a news article where this motherfucker got fired. Your essay on situational irony is done. It's finished. You don't need any more work. You know? Oh my god, I'm failing. It's just crazy that this motherfucker has this attitude problem. And I think it got to me when he was getting into this discussion with this. I'm not sure what game the developer develops or what company he works for, but he got into a discussion on Twitter with the developer as has been oh, fuck off! I'm not even coming like I'm pressing the buttons. It's not going fast enough. I don't understand why. You need to like build up momentum before you start moving. You kind of have to like move back and just, like swing into it. It's tricky. Anyway. He got into this discussion on Twitter with this guy, and this guy's saying this developer's saying this is a bad idea. You know, you're getting this all wrong. And he mentioned how, you know, what if you live in an area with spotty internet? And he mentioned a few places. And then this Adam guy goes, "Why would I want to live there?" It's not a matter of wanting to live there, you stupid cunt. It's a matter of the fact that you do live there. What do you think we're gonna do? Fucking move house? Just so I can play fucking Xbox? Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you motherfucking serious, boy? I'm gonna move house, buy a property in a different suburb, nigh a different state, just to play fucking Xbox. Are you... what? Nigga, you crazy. Nigga be talking shit, my friend. What? What is that? That's the kind of thing I was like, you have to be trolling. You have to be trolling. No, you... what? You crazy motherf... oh! come on! This is bullshit! I'll meet you back there. Pretty sure this is where we're up to. So if I can do this time... Yeah! Alright then, this is it. Now, this is tricky. I'm gonna get down here, we've got to trigger this dude. Okay. I can respawn. Trigger him again. Jump on him, and... fuck off, and there we go. I hope this hasn't gone on for too long, and I kept dying there. It's fucking... it's just annoying. This breaks my... it breaks my flow. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration? Yes. DKC2, you did. Alright, there we go. It's done. What the fuck? Oh, that's right. Didn't even get the other letters. But yeah, going back to the dude. That was the problem. It was his attitude. The whole, what are you talking about? Everyone fucking... everyone does that. Everyone has online. Everyone has always online shit now. It's just the norm. No, it's not the norm. It's not. It's just not. Seriously. There are devices which work a lot better if you have constant internet access, but nothing requires it for its primary function. Never in the history of gaming has there been an always online machine. At the very least on the mainstream that I've ever heard of, if not just ever. I only just figured that out, by the way. You're usually supposed to take that guy out with a DK barrel, but of course because I've got the DK barrels turned off, there's no way to do it. But I only figured out after I did the practice run for this, that's right, you can throw Diddy or Dixie at the enemy and he'll die. If you jump into him normally, if you're playing as them, then you'll get hit. But if you have that partner throw and you throw them, or the partner, the pickup move, and then you throw them, you'll actually hit the enemy and kill them. And you'll get to keep both apes, so that's how you do it with that DK barrel. And I can't believe I only just figured that out. This is like my second, no, third? I think it's at least my second, yeah, it's my second playthrough with that special code. With the code that takes out DK barrels. I only just figured that out. I am slow. Oh, what? Again, what's up with the hit detection? What the f... Yeah, if you need bad examples of always online DRM, Diablo 3, SimCity, it's been... oh, and Assassin's Creed, the first one. I think it was the first one. Might have been the second one. I'm pretty sure it's the first one, though. Always online with SimCity, you've probably heard about. Huge fucking problems. Being put in server queues for 20 minutes and not being able to play the game at all. Being totally unable to use a product that you fucking paid for. Diablo 3 had similar issues on launch. I think it's okay now, but people still don't like it. Or like that particular aspect of it anyway. And it's not like this is like, oh, we're just going to see if this works. Because we know it doesn't. We know it just fucks people around. And not only does it not work and just piss people off, it doesn't stop piracy. Which is, whoa, that is some bad. Slow down. Which is what you'd think they're doing it for. And it's the guys that they put forth. That they're, oh, we're trying to prevent piracy. It's like I think it's the implicit excuse they've got going at the moment. I don't think they've come out and explicitly stated we're doing this to prevent piracy, but, you know, I think that's the implication that, oh, we're doing this so we don't have to deal with pirated games. Always online DRM, or games with always online DRM, are like some of the most pirated titles out there. The most pirated, because people pirate them, number one, because as like a revenge thing, they go, oh, fuck you, I'm not buying that shit, I'll just pirate it, and second, so they can play it! So people who, even people who bought the game can play it, using the cracked version rather than the non-functional purchased version which they have. Because what they do is, they get the cracked version. With the cracked version, they get this special software where they emulate a server on their own machine, such that the computer is fooled into thinking it's connected to the network it needs to be connected to so your game works. Then your game does work, and it never stops working because your computer is essentially connected to a network hosted by itself. So of course it's not going to disconnect from its own network. Meaning you can play the game uninterrupted, no problems, no fiasco, no dramas, with the cracked version, which ironically is more functional than the version that you bought from the store for $60 or whatever the fuck. And people can do that with the 360, and I keep saying 360, with the 720, or the, I'm pretty sure it's a 720, whatever the fuck it's called, I don't even care. And the irony, again, is that, well, not really irony, but just the situation stands, as it stands, the next Xbox is going to be more popular than any game, because consoles naturally sell more than games do, because there are less consoles to buy than games. It's just common sense. So, there will be more hackers who buy the next Xbox. Hence, there will be bigger hacker teams working on the next Xbox and working out how to hack it. Oh, this bit's fucking pain in the ass. Just small jumps. Oh, fuck that shit. Seriously. So yeah, there'll be more people working on hacking it and making these servers for it. Which, might I add, you probably wouldn't need anything other than a personal computer or a laptop, like a desktop computer or a laptop computer. Probably wouldn't even matter which operating system you use. Wouldn't have to be Windows. All you'd need is a computer and a crossover Ethernet cable. That's it. That is all you would need. Nope. Fuck it. That's all you'd need. All you'd need is a computer with the virtual server on it, set up, and the Ethernet crossover cable, because you can't connect two devices like that together. You need a router to do it normally. But if you get the crossover cable, you connect the Xbox directly to your computer. The computer therefore emulates the server. The Xbox thinks it's always online, and you can play your fucking games. You can't go on Xbox Live, but why the fuck would you want to? It's either, yes, you're connected to Live, but you can't play your games very well, and you disconnect every 3 minutes or whatever the fuck, or you can play them perpetually and properly. You just don't have online. It's retarded. And seriously, I would not be surprised if the 720 flops. It probably won't, because, I mean, as I said, most people aren't aware of this. Most gamers, the only kind of people who know about this are the gamers who follow the news and know about this stuff. Just because we gamers are complaining about it, we people who know what about this DRM and stuff, doesn't mean the whole gamer consumer base knows. But yeah, it's copping some pretty bad flack. So it should. Fuck them. So yeah, don't buy an Xbox, don't be a retard. And I'll catch you guys later.